Hello everyone, it's Vicki here today, designing for Simple Stories, and I am using the Boho Christmas collection, which is super cute and has lovely colours in, so I wanted to get stuck straight into this one. And I have an idea for a shaker layout, and I'm using an idea that I've actually scrapped before, where I've put tags around to create a frame on a page. But I'm going to do it slightly differently and make it into a shaker this time. So what I'm doing here is I've cut the tops of those tags off, and I'm going to just cut holes in each of the top of them because I'm going to thread something through them later, and then I'm just going to cut them out. So I'm going to skip through this bit in just a second, I think, but that's all I'm doing here is just getting each tag ready. And I've used the whole sheet, but I don't actually use all of the tags in the end. So I've got some acetate here, and I'm really sorry about the reflection there. I don't normally record in unnatural light, but I had to put a light on because it was quite dark when I was recording this, and yeah, so you get that shine, but please try to ignore that. Hopefully it's not too distracting. So I'm going to draw a circle onto my acetate and just cut around that freehand. You're not going to really see the edge, so I'm not too concerned about it being perfect. And then I'm also going to cut a circle around that pink paper in just a second. But this is my idea. I'm going to put these tag tops around my circle, just like this. And yeah, and my photo is going to go about there. So I'm just sort of deciding how I'm going to do this, making sure I've got the right number of tags. As you can see, there are about 4 left there, I think. I've just sort of spread them around. I want them to overlap slightly because I want to create a full frame, but I don't want them to be too overlapped, if that makes sense. So I've just got some tape here. This is just a Scrapbook tape, which is super sticky. So I'm just going to put it around the edge of the circle, right on the very edge. And that's what I'm going to stick my tag tops to. It's very, very, very sticky, this. You just have to be careful not to stick it down too prematurely. And I'm hoping that this is going to keep my tags right there in place and they're not going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to take the paper off of there, and then I'm just going to start sticking. So I'm going to do the top one and the 2 bottom ones first, just so that I sort of make sure that I get them spaced out pretty well, and then I can go around and stick the others on. If I'd started with number 1, I probably would have had a much less even spacing around if I hadn't done the bottom ones as well. So I'm just going to ruffle up the corners of those tags just to add a bit of extra texture to the layout. And then that part is done for now. So I need to cut the circle onto this pink paper here. And this is just a very pale pink with some white doodled trees on, which is pretty cute. I want it to be white in the middle because it's going to be my shaker and I'm going to put some things in there. I didn't want them to compete with anything in the background. Okay, so I'm just using my craft knife to do that. There goes the circle in the middle, and I'm going to stick that paper down to the page in just a second. I'm going to put the tape around the circle as well, and that's because I don't want the sequins to go under that paper once I have them in. Okay, so that's getting stuck down. Sometimes that's a delicate situation there to do that, but I got it. And then I'm just going to put some 3D foam strips around the circle, and I want them to touch because I don't want the sequins to come out from underneath. So I'm putting it all the way around. It doesn't need to be very wide. First of all, I haven't got the width there for something wide, but also the sequins can't get past that. The width doesn't make much difference. Okay, so I'm looking at what I might put inside the circle. And at the moment, I'm just thinking it's too white for putting anything on the background. Even though I wanted white for the sequins, I'm going to put a bit of blue ink here. And I think that's, I want to say saltwater taffy. Let me see. No, it's salvaged patina that I'm using there. Saltwater taffy's pink. What am I thinking? So I'm just putting a bit on with a brush, and that's better. My snowman sticks out a bit more now. He's more prominent, so I'm happy with that. It's just very subtle. There isn't really this colour blue in the collection, but because it's subtle, it doesn't really detract. So I'm just thinking about what I'm going to put on top of my acetate and what I'm going to put underneath. I want a bit of both going on here. And so I'm just playing with some embellishments at the moment, just trying to decide what will work and what won't work and where things will go. And in a minute I'm going to take it all back off, as is often the case with scrapbooking. You think that you've got it all there and then you take it all off so that you can do some more. Excuse the beeping of my phone. Okay, so I'm looking at more trees. I like the idea of the trees around the snowman. And there's a Christmas tree also in the photo, so they kind of fit. That photo is of me and my nieces last Christmas, and I love it. So I wanted to do something fun with it. So I'm sticking things down now inside the globe so that everything's in place. And I'm not sticking much inside there, just a couple of things. And then I've got my sequins. So I've got some red sequins and some green sequins. And I'm just literally at the moment going to put them there in the middle. And then I'm going to stick my circle down so that they stay there. And just get all the paper off those foam pieces. And there you go, that's stuck down. So now those sequins are encased and they're not going anywhere. And I can start to put my embellishments back on top. Sorry, that glow is still there from my light. Okay, so I'm just looking at the embellishments that I have and looking at the title, and I found the title. I want "Oh What Fun" because I think that will fit perfectly over there. And I'm just going to add some powder onto the back of it just to stop it sticking to the page for now until I'm ready. There we go. More glow. Just shows how shiny and sparkly this layout is. Okay, so more sticking. I'm putting some things on foam, some things not, just to add that extra dimension and, you know, different heights of things. And that's Scotch tacky glue there in a fine liner bottle, in case you're wondering. And I find it sticks pretty much anything. And you have a bit of leeway with it as well. You know, it sticks fairly fast, but you've got time to move things around a bit before, and it dries clear. So if you get a blob somewhere on your page that you shouldn't, it's easy to get, you know, it's easy to go. It just dries clear and you don't notice it. Okay, so sticking down my photo and right there as I planned, and then I can think about sticking my title because I've got the place exactly where I wanted it to be. So I'm just tucking it slightly under my photo. I hope you can see that. The light really is quite irritating. Okay, finishing touches, just a couple of extra florals that I'm going to put on there to frame the photo. And just playing with some other bits. I'm very near to the end now. But what I want to do now, and I did do this on my last layout like this as well, is put some thread around those tags just to finish them off. I hate seeing a tag with nothing threaded through it. So this is some waxed cotton. It's quite thick waxed cotton, and I'm going to pull this through all these holes. You'll see I'm getting myself into a bit of a knot there because it's quite a long piece. And I'm going from underneath each tag. So it's sort of going over, if you see what I mean. So it's coming from under each tag. And I'm just going to thread it through all of them. Except the last one, the one under the photo. I can't get to that, but that's okay because you can't see it. I just tuck it under the photo and that's fine. And then once it's evened out all the way around, I'm going to tie a bow at the bottom just to finish it off like that. And I really like it. Sort of almost looks like I've wrapped up a present for Christmas, and I like that. Okay, final little thing I'm going to do is some of these glittery enamel dots, which I adore. They're quite new for Simple Stories, but they're just beautiful. I love everything glittery and sparkly. And that's it. The final layout is coming. There you go. You can see it a bit better now without that light shining on it. I really hope this has inspired you. I will link this collection below so that you can have a look. There are some close-ups as well to have a look at. If you have any questions at all, please just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. You know, if you want to know about what I've used or what glue I use or what scissors I use or anything, I'm always happy to help. But thank you so much for watching. This has been Vicki for Simple Stories. Bye-bye.